go crazy. It go crazy. It go crazy. It go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. All the way from the old LA. Go crazy like a dum-dum. Eastside homeboy, where I come from. Dance on the floor till you go numb. No fighting, no hating, no red rum. This is OOO City. All the way to the bay, hit the bass, feel me. Catch a case cause it's beating up yo Chevy. Get you moving side to side, getting all sweaty. Make it work it, work it, work it out. Turn the volume up loud. This a draw crowd, make it all shout. Go, 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 go crazy. All the way from the O to LA. Hit play on the track and I'm ready. Like a quarterback, Tom Brady. Get you all in the frenzy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. All the way from the O to LA. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. All the way from the O to LA. Go, go, go crazy. Go, go, go crazy. Go, go, go crazy. All the way from the O to LA. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, go, go crazy. All the way from the O to LA.
Hey, what's going on, Scoop Nation? It is time for another Scoop show. We are so glad that you have decided to slide on in with us on this fine Tuesday and chop it up with us for our Hot Topics show. Can we say, is it a modified? Can we use modified as a proper word? As a modified version of the Scoop on this evening. If you are new here, first of all, welcome. We are glad, like I said, for you to join us this evening. We are an interactive show around here. As you can tell, our normal crew is checking on in and saying their good evenings. You know how it is when you walk into the dinner. Hey, y'all, how you doing? What's up? You know, we're doing that thing right now. So if you would please get in that comment section and drop your what's ups. And please, while you're there, drop your city and state. Let us know where you are tuning in from on this Tuesday evening. We like to go back and when we watch our replays, kind of update our listings to see exactly how far and wide our reach is from week to week. And we just kind of like to get acquainted. And that's a good way for us to find out a little bit more about you and yours. Also, while you are chilling down there in that comment section, getting acquainted with the fam, I invite you to please hit that share button so that your friends and fam know where you will be chilling for the next hour or so. This evening, we invite them. When you hit that share, drop the comment and say, hey, y'all, join me right here on the Scoop for this good conversation. Okay, so they know that we are cordially inviting them. We are warmly welcoming them to the Scoop show on this evening. If you can't hang out the whole night, or if you'd like to lock in with us for all and on all of our channels, we invite you to follow us on Facebook at Real Scoop Show, on Instagram. Let me see. I thought I had it all ready to rock and roll. On Instagram at Scoop Radio Show, and we are also on YouTube at The Scoop Show. So we ask that you please go ahead and hit the follow buttons, the thumbs ups, the bells, all of the things so that you are making sure that you are getting locked in with our notifications and you never miss a live show. All right. I think that is it for all of the business that we must handle on this side of the show. How are you doing, bro? How are you this evening?
Listen, I'm good. Glad to be here. Almost fully recovered from whatever devil that is that was trying to, you gotta make it real spiritual. The devil,
Right.
trying to get me. Thought he was gonna get me with the Rona or the Omarion. I said, loose, yo. So now I'm good. How you doing?
You said whatever that is, you trying to loose down this way, and it's been marinating around the Willis household for far too long. I think it's finally trying to catch a girl. The girls are both sick right now, have been for a couple days, and it was only a matter of time. So I am very tired.
Next, it's coming.
Hence this.
I'm surprised it hasn't gotten you before.
Yeah. I took, with the James was sick last week for my birthday, the week before that. And I was able to Heisman around that bad boy and, do my thing. But we all know when kids are sick, there's a lot more contact and even when trying to be safe, interacting that has to happen with the littles. And, my girls are, that's my baby. So I was in there making sure that they were doing what they were supposed to and had what they needed. And that mixed with all the other mess that's going around right now, I think, the girl might have got a little bit. So I am resting as soon as I hit that little X in that type right-hand corner. But overall, we're good. We're just tired. So, we're good, y'all. But I'm tired.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're going to definitely, like I said, keep sending up our prayers and stuff for you all to get through it, so you can get through it real soon. So, yeah, get through it.
Yeah, I made that magic stew. I've been eating. I'm gonna be sick of stew until next winter. By the time this is all said and done, I'm gonna tell you that much. But it's been keeping me nourished, so I'm not complaining. I'm foreseeing my over itness of stew and chicken soup here.
Understand? I absolutely understand. Definitely understand.
Over it.
Yeah. Well, you ready to get into this show?
Let's do it.
All right, like you said, we got a hot topic show tonight. So y'all make sure that you hit the share button, and of course you give tag your peoples, tell them to come on. And like I said, hot topic. This ain't gonna be a 2-hour one tonight. So plus tonight we got the fire starter, so we're going to we got something for her later on. So y'all make sure y'all stick with us. All right, tag your peoples, drop your comments, hit the share button. Let's get into these hot topics. So this first one, we got to watch a short video for us to get into this. So we're going to watch this video and then we're going to get into this topic. Here we go.
Are men, and they're supposed to treat their women. They have a part to play. It's in the Bible. Like, what's going on? Men want to be taken out and all this other stuff. Like, you a man. Like, be a man. Like
a man. Hold on. You want a man in the Bible, so that's a traditional man, correct?
Yeah.
But modern day women aren't traditional themselves. Why should he be traditional?
It's the generation now.
What's a traditional female?
It's the generation now.
Modern day women are not traditional. Are any of you guys virgins?
Exactly. Wait.
Hold on, no. Because if we're gonna put the standard on men that you want them to pay bills and be masculine and protect you, whatever, let's go all the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
So none of you are virgins, okay? How many of you are good cooks and have a recipe book or whatever it may be?
Recipe book? See, no, I feel like it's different now.
The wife does.
Yeah, the wife does. So you cannot be non-traditional women and want the man to be traditional on his side and pay full price for a depreciating asset that isn't traditional on his end. Because whether women want to accept it or not, the reason why men were traditional and chivalrous was because women were virgins, they're polite, they're feminine, they're submissive, and when you got a wife, she was a wife, not a boss babe, not a boss bitch, none of this stupidity that's going on.
All right, so you started with them. All right, go ahead.
So that was the first time I pressed play on that. That's the first time I'd heard that. So I kind of agree. I kind of think there's some room for adjustment there. Like I think that we can't, anyone, man or woman, cannot aspire to tradition if what you have is not traditional? Like I think if anything, you can, like, nobody's stopping you from it, but his question was fair. His rebuttal to that was fair. You know what I mean? Like, I can't. Yeah, because the things that he called out are the things that in those times where that tradition was made the thing, those were the things, so to speak, that were considered that would make you a viable traditional woman as a wife. You know what I mean? Like, that is what those traditional men were after. So if you don't check those boxes, and what would make you, yeah, I mean, there's lots of nuances to that, and folks, we all know, we didn't talk about it ad nauseum, but like the basis of his argument is sound to me. Like, I can't really. Yeah,
I mean,
that they had when he started hitting them with them questions made me giggle. Though I was like, yeah, sis, shh. Sometimes. Shh.
Yeah, I feel like his thesis is absolutely accurate. Mm-hmm. Like, if we want traditional roles, then we all have to be, let's be traditional. Mm-hmm. But if we want, I like, what do you call yourself, a hybrid? I like if we're going to say no, we're going to have this hybrid model, then I need to be that and expect him to be some hybrid. Now, I have to say this: I don't necessarily agree with the idea of calling women depreciating assets.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just I just have to throw that out there. As male on the panel, let me just say that. But I absolutely understand what he was trying to say. And I think the thesis, well, I said the thesis of what he says, I actually agree with. I think that, which is why, and we've talked about this too, why it's important to find someone whose ideal of marriage is the same as yours. So if you want a traditional marriage, don't get with somebody who's a hybrid or who's modern. If you want a modern, don't get with somebody who, like, it's just, you have to find someone who fits what you want, and don't try to change them or force them to be in the type of marriage or relationship that you want because you think they're attractive, or you don't want to be single, or you don't want to wait, or for whatever reason. Mm-hmm.
And it honestly saves you a lot of heartache. Like, I own the differences in my personality and the likes and dislikes and all that, fully knowing that is not going to be attractive to a traditional man. I know out the gate that as soon as I open my mouth for a good amount of time, a traditional man is going to be like, oh no, like, he might like me as a play cousin and everything, but he ain't gonna want to wife me. Like, that is not going to turn on a traditional man. Ain't nothing to, that's it. I know that about myself. You know what I mean? And all the way modern man ain't gonna want to deal with me either, because there are certain things that I'm just not gonna do. And that is what it is.
Traditional.
Yeah. Right. And that's saving me just as much as it's saving him. So I really don't understand why we began to try and shapeshift, so to speak, to fit these certain aesthetics when good and well in the core of who you are, that ain't what you want. So, like, I don't even play with folks that I'm not trying to.
I think it takes a level of self-confidence to do that, though, because I think one of the reasons why is is as a man whose singleness is always, like, it's never really, doesn't have to be a thing, and as a woman who's married, I can be married for a while. Like, we're comfortable where we are, but I recognize that there are pockets of the population that, to them, the idea of I might be single, or I might not know if I can get somebody else is a reality. It's not or I'm tired of waiting. Like, for some people who are very confident, but it's still like, I'm sick of waiting. And so we all, we have those moments where it's like, maybe I just need to do something. I said it to one of my buddies the other day, like, I've been doing right for a long time, and a whole lot of wrong doesn't happen. So maybe if I try this wrong thing,
some right might
might happen. Like, so, and that's not a good thing. So I think that's the only, in my mind, is I think, like, I tell people like, no, just stick with doing it. Like you said, stick with being yourself, stick with being comfortable with who you are. Not to say that we can't change, but if you change, then do it because you want to. It's
got to be an organic.
Yeah. Don't do it because you're trying to force it, because ultimately it's not going to stick. And then you're going to go regress back to what you were before, what you were doing before. And then you're going to be in this relationship going, why am I so miserable? Well, because you are, ma'am, are a traditional woman trying to have a modern relationship. And now you are frustrated.
Yeah.
So
ain't gonna work, sis.
Doesn't work. Listen, ask a question. She says, my question in response is, if those qualities he mentioned are valued as highly to today's man as security is to today's woman. Depends on the man. Yeah, I think it depends on the man. I think to some men, having a woman who can cook, having a woman, like the things that he said, are just as valuable, but to some men it's not. It really just depends on the man.
And some women don't care so much about security from a man because they provide it for themselves now, which is what I think his comment about the bad bitch, all that other, this boss babe and all that, because with those characteristics comes a different need. You know what I mean? Like the value system is different. So the women who needed the man to provide security valued him differently because of that security that he brought to the table. Now, because she has her own security, she values different things in a man. And I think that is honestly what's bumped up a lot of fellas, because now we value things differently and it feels like it happened overnight. Like, oh, now y'all don't want this no more, and there's a lot of fuzzy spots as far as what we even consider as valuable as women now. Every woman now values something different and feels you should know what that is. Whereas back in the day, you knew women needed a roof, they needed you to bring home a check and make sure them bills was paid, be around for them children, and there were certain things that needed to be done, and those boxes were checked, we was Gucci. You know what I mean? I was going to have all my things done as long as you had your things done and we were good. Now, any given day, that could not even be what I want no more. Like, I handle that now. I don't even need that anymore.
I'll say to make that point even more is I think women still value security, but I think if you ask 10 women what security meant, you're probably going to get 6 different answers. Because for some, to your point, it's not just like, I don't need you for money. I need you for, emotional security. I need you for, spiritual leadership and spiritual. Like, I think that answer changes so much that we have to get nuanced, which goes back to, again, finding someone who matches what you as a woman, what you as a man need. So again, they might not value as a man, I might not value cooking, but I might need somebody who can clean. Like, that might be more of an importance to me, because I can cook, but I don't clean all that well. And I can make the money, but I can't keep the money that well. So I think we have to figure out the nuances of what that is, so that we can become, find a partner who has the proper matching, things that we need. So, Dr. Damon says you have to find someone whose idea of the union you're in is as malleable as yours is, because when things change, like new kids, job, work changes, locations, etc., you can shift your role and cooperation to fit the needs of the family. Some women are SAHM. I don't know what that is.
Stay-at-home moms.
Stay-at-home moms, thank you. Stay-at-home moms for a limited time, just as some men are sole providers for a limited time. You can you survive through the shifts and through the changes? Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. Yep. This is where for my, my biblical people, where the equally yoked idea comes from. So, absolutely. All right. Anything else to add to that?
No. I thought I was gonna be I thought I was gonna be mad about that video. When you showed the video, I thought it was the video, the other one that was going around at everybody that I still haven't watched, but I thought everybody was mad about. I guess dude not liking black. He was talking crazy about black women and all that other stuff. About what? I don't know, child. I told you I didn't press play. I just saw the people mad about it.
Okay.
You know, I got this much patience for that mess in the first place. I read the caption. It was like, nah. So when I saw you put the video in there, I was thinking, all right, I need some backstory on this. So I was pleasantly surprised to hear something that I could actually have a decent thought on without going for real. Because I felt for real energy.
The head and neck was already. Yeah. Yeah. All right, here's the next one. Good comments, y'all. Keep them coming.
Yeah.
This one says, I'm shocked by how many single women are in bed by 7 to 8 p.m. every night. Are women too comfortable being alone? I'm shocked by how many single women are in bed by 7 to 8 p.m. every night. Are women too comfortable being alone?
We're uncomfortable being sleepy.
Let me first. I was going to say, I just don't think those two even really go together.
I never understood this. This has been floating around since I think before New Year's, and I didn't understand it when I saw it, and I did not understand how there were so many hundreds of comments under this post. I said, "Oh yeah, folks just want to be mad because this don't even make no damn sense."
I'm like, y'all
things don't even go together. What does this have to do with getting a man?
By 9:30, we should look. By 9:30, we should all be in the bed.
Yeah, like I want to know what age are these single women that you discussing? Because most of I'm 7, 8. I'm not going we need to be en route already by 7 or 8. You're not going to get me out of the house at that time. 7, okay. 8, maybe not so bad. But the whole what do you expect us to be doing during that time? Is this for the weekends? Is this for the
work night, school night?
Yeah, I don't, child. If this is what we got to do to get a man, I'm not 20 no more.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I said the other day that I used to laugh at my dad for being in the bed at 9 o'clock.
Thank you, sir.
Now I'm like, there's some genius to this. Why are we up so late? I'm trying to figure out, but I think most people don't understand. If you're getting up at 5 in the morning, which most of us 5, 6 in the morning,
you are tired around that time. You've done a full day. What's left?
That's 8 hours. That's 8 hours of sleep. And I'm old now. I need my rest. What is the problem?
Yeah, I just wouldn't be found. If you haven't looked for me in the dark, you ain't gonna find me most times. If you but honestly, this was even when I was young. When I was young and we were supposed that, and that's honestly, y'all know that's kind of my personality. But that is still one of those things. These kinds of parameters, you can't really put something out there like that in 2 sentences and then just be well, do you really want to be with somebody? How are these determining factor? Because if you found her out in the club, or if her favorite hours was midnight to 3. Then you're going to have a problem with that when you find out you like her a little bit and you want her to be your only one. Now her kicking it from 12 to 3 comfortably is a problem. You're going to wish she was in bed cuddled up between 7 and 8. Yeah. So I'm again, earlier what we were talking about, what is it that you really want? What is it that you're really seeking here?
Yeah. I'm going to say this. Now, I'm going to answer the actual question, are women too comfortable being alone? I'm actually going to say yes to that. And I'm going to say for some, I don't have a problem. I think are women too comfortable being alone? I think that in a lot of instances we've become, first of all, I don't have a problem with being comfortable being alone, but I think some of us have been too comfortable to the point where we want to extend ourselves to the appropriate place that we need to extend ourselves in order to be in relationships. We got quick trigger fingers, is what I mean. We see one hint. I see ladies now who see one hint of something that they don't like, and they he got to go. I'm wait, slow down.
This is fixable. This is a thing. Yeah,
that's an easy fix, sis. Come on, slow down. They're oh, no. I think in some instances there are some ladies out there who are not even interested in getting with a man who is not all together, who doesn't, I read something the other day where a lady was like, if he's not financially secure, emotionally healthy, spiritually fit, then I don't want. I'm like, so basically, you want Jesus? Like, can the man can't have anything that he needs to work on? Like, come on, man. Like, and I
don't know, to a certain degree, though. When I think in these types of situations, when we're having open forum conversations, stating that you have wiggle room almost opens you up for foolery. I think sometimes you have to state very clearly and very plainly what it is that you are after. And then once you gain some type of conversation, relationship, not romantic or deep or where you know each other's thoughts and dreams, but you have a better understanding of each other, then you get to talk about your wiggle room. Because this isn't even from my personal experience, obviously, but I've observed women go through the stages of give a little bit, take a little bit, got a little wiggle room, no little wiggle room, and it gets crazy. You know what I mean? So sometimes when you leave a door open for some effery will follow through that bad boy. Okay, so sometimes it's better. They say when you pray with specificity. Okay, pray with intention and mean what you say, sis. So like I understand when we are putting things out there in the atmosphere and we're having public conversations with people who might feel so inclined to slide in the DM. Yeah, sir. I want you to feel like you better at least do your damnedest to come correct when you slide in this here DM and feel you check some of the boxes. And you might want to have a good fight to convince me that it's worth for you to have a little time to work on them other two. You know what I mean? But I want to be so clear in that initial conversation that I don't even want those that feel they just say, I got it. Nah, bro. No, you don't. You don't.
You want somebody who's going to come in and put in, and I get that. I'm not. Yeah. I'm not suggesting that we should. I think I'm merely saying that some, like I was Mr. like, okay, if she's not emotionally secure, if or emotionally mature, but I say that understanding that again that there's going to be something. So I get that, but again, I still think that I'm seeing some ladies who like really want to, and some of them probably just aren't ready. Like they want to do it, but really are not ready. So again, I'm okay with a person being comfortable being alone. I would rather you be comfortable being alone than accepting anything. Mm-hmm. But I think sometimes we're seeing the, how we say the pendulum shift way to the other side, where there's no balance of even being able to get to the point to find out. Like I'm talking about the hint of something.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, there are definite extremes to it. I agree.
I had one lady tell me that she didn't like something about the way he dealt with his kids or something. I was like, did he do something wrong? No. The way he talked to his daughter was like she was controlling him instead of I'm like, so he was a good dad, is what you're saying. He liked to spoil his daughter. Yeah, I'm like, okay, but that's it. That was legitimately the only thing you can find was that he spoiled his daughter. And
she didn't really like that man. She didn't want that man.
That's what I said.
Yeah, she didn't like him.
That's what I say. I'm like, you didn't want him. You just I'm like, you
needed a reason. So there you go. And you found a bad one at that. That was not even a good reason.
I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. I hear some of the stuff on here. I'm like, you're not ready. You want to be, but you're not ready. Okay, got it. So hey, Shanae.
Hey sis. Hey girl.
All right. Let's keep it moving. Yes, this is one we got to go a couple of weeks back for. I wanted to talk about this because I'm still confused. So of course, there was this story a couple of weeks about boys playing with kitchen sets. Mm-hmm. And so we don't like boys playing with kitchen sets.
They don't like boys playing.
I'm gonna need some help with this one. So what's going on?
Yeah, from what I recall of this silliness, somehow, and this happens about every 3 or so years, I think. Every time Fisher Price upgrades their kitchen sets and they put the new hotness out in the Christmas books, folks start to talk about if their little boys can have kitchen sets or not. But yeah, the internets were on fire a couple weeks back because we were discussing if little boys should be gifted or encouraged to play with kitchen sets and other items that have been traditionally designed for girls, for little girls. Yeah. And my thoughts on this are, number one, it's silly. And I think it's silly because if your child has ever intended any type of community type of thing, whether it's preschool, daycare, a park, any of those types of things where there's groups of kids put together and you're all playing with toys, I can guarantee you the sons and the daughters all play with things together. And the last thing that they're thinking, unless it's been super impressed upon them from those who impressed them, that these are boy toys and these are girl toys. But kitchen sets are not gender specific, yeah, in my opinion. Yeah. The happy hour set, I side-eyed, because why do children need happy hour sets?
I was gonna just ask that too. I was like,
it's another question altogether. Yeah. I'm keeping focused with the kitchen set, and which I have no problems with. I want my boy children to be gentle and soft with babies as well. You know, I have family members who did not hold their own children on their own in some instances until they were like 3, 4, 5 months old. Like the kids were almost crawling before the fathers themselves held the children because they were afraid that the babies were too small or too fragile and they didn't know how. They didn't have experience. They had never been given the opportunity to be soft, to feel confident enough that they had enough soft in them to be able to care for their own children. So the way that we do 3 and 4-year-olds when they get, oh, here's new baby brother, here now, baby, sit down, be real still. Like these grown men. And I know friends, family, people, acquaintances that were starving from that affection with their babies, their seeds that they would be willing to die for. They can't pick up if the baby is hollering while mama's in the shower because he's afraid. So yes, give the babies dolls, give the babies kitchen sets. He need to know how to make them like.
Yeah. So let me first say I was one of those when Trey was born. I was like, I'm gonna break him.
Initially, it's okay when you're not used to having a baby, but like,
right. But that lasted all of 30 minutes, and then it's like, all right, this is my kid.
There's a fear there for a lot of fathers.
Absolutely. But again, that's I didn't know any better. For me, it is I want to raise boys who can take care of themselves. Mm-hmm. And a couple of things. Number one, I want him to take care of himself. So being able to function in the kitchen, I don't want him to be like me in the sense that I'm 42 years old, still trying to figure out how to make cornbread. Like that to me is just absolute. Like I was just saying the other day, like I've never had to cook for myself. Mm-hmm. So because I never knew how, I was never taught how, I never had to. And like at one point that was a badge of honor, but as like during them single years, it was like this, it would be good right now to be able to actually cook something that I want instead of having to like be sitting here trying to figure out and only know how to make 3 things. So, So I want to raise boys who can do that. I think the comments that I saw all turned to how cooking made a young man effeminate. And I'm thinking to myself, well, first of all, that's stupid. Because if learning how to cook makes you effeminate, we're in a lot of trouble. But it's a basic skill.
It's a life skill.
Like it's a basic skill, just like doing laundry is a basic skill. Like learning how to dress yourself is a basic skill. Like this is not something that's going to make you effeminate. It's something that's going to make you balanced. Now, if you're concerned, like there are a whole lot of other things we could talk about to deal with this whole effeminate issue, but learning how to cook is not one of them. And learning how to cook at 4 with a Fisher Price set is really not the thing.
And we understand that it's not actual learning to cook, but a lot of like the creativity that takes place, the comfortability that takes place. I can come from my playroom and then graduate when I'm tall enough to look over the counter with Nana and them. Now I can move into the kitchen on Sunday dinners and maybe I can chop something. Maybe I can slice something. Maybe I can help with something. That is a transit. But because I started with my play set in my playroom where the kids are, now I feel like, hey, give me my big set of whatever it is, and I'm good to do what I need to do.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is just like, again, if you're if you're that concerned, I mean, just be balanced in what we expose our children to. Yeah. Like if it's that serious, like expose them to as much stuff as possible, and you'd be amazed at what they will choose. Like let's not turn this into it's cooking. Like it's first of all, it's not even real cooking. But even if he does learn how to cook to the point of Alyssa, like most of your great chefs are men, and they're not all feminine either. Like, come on, this is not. And
being a good cook is sexy. Sorry,
they say not to mention. Listen, you have beat me to that. Not to mention, fellas,
baby, joking, cooking.
And singing,
communicating,
and singing.
Those will do it. Those will do it. So every time, damn near, just about every time.
You put some Luther on with the right wine and meal.
Listen,
just saying. You want to teach your son how to teach him how to make the right steak and some with the right music.
Right, yeah.
listen, let him butterfly some shrimp. Like, come on, what are we doing? Let's think this through here. Like, this is not your son's not gonna.
No, I really want us to stop this. I really want us to stop this so badly.
Yeah. There are a lot of other things that you have to do, not just this. Come on, y'all. Let's be again then, because here's what's gonna happen: is we're going to continue to develop young men who don't have the skills again to take themselves. And just like here it is, just like take care of themselves, and just like we're telling young ladies not to make relationship decisions based solely on money, but to look deeper at the man. We have to tell our young boys to not make dating relationships or dating or relationship choices just based upon who can cook the best.
Yeah, who can help support your life.
Yeah. You need somebody who can support your vision. Somebody look at their character, look at their integrity. But we still look at how she looks and look at how she cooks. And we want more than that for our young boys. So let's
Yep. Shanae made a good comment. She says it's confusing because you hear men saying women need to do more than cook and clean. That's nothing, but feel the kitchen is also a woman's place. So it's almost like, where do you want us to go? Here lately, it's been very interesting to me because when we hear, and I've seen two men, I think, point this out, and I found it refreshing. When I saw the men were like, this is crazy. Like, what are we even doing here? But as far as women are concerned, it's similar to this comment right now. With all of the transition that's happening within women, it's like, we don't want you to be any of these things, but then we also don't want you here anymore either. So it's like, where do you want us to go? What qualifies as feminine and under what circumstances? And how exactly do you expect women to navigate that when it doesn't appear that even men know what it is that they want? Because when we say, hey, we need you to be able to do all of these things because we're not anymore, we focus on the other things that you said you wanted us to do, then it's like, well, who's supposed to do that now? Well, hey, you told us that was no longer the focus. You needed a partner. You needed somebody who was going to grind with you, that was going to do all the things. So they refocused the energy to be the one that was going to be able to grind with you, ride or die, build a legacy, da-da-da-da-da-da. And sis can't cook to save her life. You know what I mean? Because we build a legacy. We Uber Eats. We make reservations these days, okay? Because we work. You know, like cooking was not even something that it was necessary, but like, let's just be real about this thing. Over by and large, there was a large group of folks who said that was no longer the value system that women were being graded on. You know what I mean? So we refocused those energies, we leveled up in those things, and then that was too much. So these kinds of conversations kind of they do perplex me a bit. From outside looking in, not being in the dating pool, it's always interesting to watch the tennis match of what I want, what I don't want, what I need, what's good, what's like. It doesn't make much sense. I feel
like it goes back to the first one. You got to find what kind of, because there are some. I reckon there are still some ladies and men who draw great joy out of being in the kitchen, who that's their thing. And if that is your thing, then again, find you a man who that's his, like. It really comes right back to that of being comfortable in doing and not doing it because it's something that you're being forced to do, but something that you find pleasure in, something you find joy in, something that you know is going to be beneficial for your family and for your situation and for your lifestyle. So Teresa is actually absolutely right. It's important for men to know how to cook and be skilled in the kitchen. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Anything else to add to that? I thought this was a pretty interesting one. So this one is, let's see if that joy can be stolen. Hold on. I definitely do. That joy can be stolen when it's expected versus appreciated. Yeah, I get that. Absolutely get that. This one was something. Yeah, I thought this one was a pretty cool graphic that we found. It says the things that we were taught about relationships, get married and have kids, versus the things we should have been taught about relationships, how to communicate feelings, love languages, how to maintain attraction, attachment styles, how to set boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is so good. Good.
Really good. What do you think? Go ahead.
No, we have dumbed down relationships and adulting too much, and it's done us a disservice. So I completely agree with that second image there. Yeah. So get married, have kids. There's so much more to this second stage of life than just those things. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't prepare you for the transitions that are guaranteed to happen as you mature. So all of these other things, the boundary setting, understanding attachment styles and how they change with seasons, and how maintaining attraction is more than just outside. You got to find something deeper to be involved, like communication, just period. Saying the words, like literally saying the words, is so huge. So this is a dope graphic, and I like that it was very, like, it didn't have a whole lot of extra going on to it. It's just simple. Right. This is what we should have done.
When I saw the second graphic, I was like, I could add a couple more slices to this pie. But
you really could. But this is a good start.
Yeah. Absolutely a great start, because I mean, if we could get into these, just if we can master these 1, 2, or 5 areas, these 5 areas, then the foundation, or at least being able to communicate, to communicate the same things. I talk about in my book, being able to say the same things and have the same meaning to the same words. If we can just do that, we would be in a whole different place in terms of relationships. We would understand when he does this, this is what he's saying, and when she's doing this, this is what she's saying. Okay, got it. And then be able to communicate, hey, that's not what that means anymore. This is, but instead it's really, we're just like that.
And to your point about the adding other slices to this, I also agree with you on that. But then I thought about each of the slices that I would possibly add to this pie. And I thought to myself, if these things are being covered, though, they don't need a slice so much as they arise or as they need to, they're covered because these places are safe and secure. So we can have a conversation about budgeting because I understand how to communicate what it is that I need, how to set a boundary as far as what it is we're going to do for this family, what I'm willing to communicate. I understand your attachment to money, attachment to this relationship and our necessity to it and how secure it makes us within this relationship. Like all of these things still can be aligned if these main things are working together. All those other slices are almost they're variable, like they're interchangeable.
They're like within, they could fit.
Yeah, like we can swap them out as needed, but they're not as important as this solid set of tools right here. And I couldn't think of one that needed an additional slice permanent. Like I could shrink any of these that needed to be there more so because these cover it. If you focused in on these, you're good. You know, you're safer than the rest of us who don't have those things.
Absolutely. Because like you said, you mentioned budgeting. Yeah, budgeting and finance could fall. Like, absolutely, they could fall. Like, your love language has a lot to do with how you deal with money. Your attachment style definitely has a lot to do with how you relate to money. Being able to communicate how you feel about it has, boundaries. How to, same thing. How to maintain attraction. Mess up my money, and it's going to be very difficult to remain attractive. Maintain attraction. So all of that, like same thing let's talk about with sexual intimacy, same thing, how I can communicate that. So, spiritual, it's all of that, a lot of those things can fit into one or multiple of these other slices. So yeah, absolutely. I can agree with that. I think that we've got to, I think that we do have to dive, to your point, Alyssa, like dive into these probably a little more deeper. We might have to do a couple shows on each of these now that I think about it, but this
graphic speaks directly to what we do.
This is absolutely what we do. Yeah, this is actually, I think and the difficult part is I heard Mike Todd did an interview where he was talking about how dating, the way we do dating does not really teach us how to do marriage, which I've said for years. And listening to his discussion, I'm thinking it's absolutely right, because these things are the things that we're not necessarily practicing in dating. So when we do get into long-term, committed relationships, now all of this is foreign to us.
Yep.
So, the idea of communicating feelings during the dating phase is not something that we're necessarily doing, because we're trying to protect our emotions so we don't get hurt. And talking about love languages is usually manipulated during the dating phase. It's not something that we do on a regular basis, because we're just trying to do the things that she likes or he likes in order to get chose. So this is very much a good thing for us to start learning and practicing before you get into marriage, while you're in the single space, so that way you can understand, when I start engaging people, this is how I should engage them and why I engage them the way that I do.
I think we should dig into this attachment styles conversation going forward, and maintaining attraction outside of the obvious
sex
and looks, just in general, just the overall aesthetic. There's so much more to maintaining long-term, maintaining long-term attraction than just how good it looks, So I think those two will be the first two that I dig into. We talk about all those others often, and I think in a way our community is kind of fallen. We need a break from those and see how we can add those other things to the mix.
You think we need to talk about we'll break
not us specifically, the scoop. I mean, our community is kind of tired of it. It's not connecting the way that it did when it was fresh and fuzzy. We need to bring some other aspects of relationships and the building of them foundationally into the conversation, other than learning love languages and using words. You know what I mean? Like it's more than that. And we have to learn, if we paid more attention to attachment styles and about how people are outside, in and outside of relationships, it will help us be better at those things because it helps us come up with the proper language, and not in a manipulative way, but in a way because I care about you and I want my feelings of my heart to translate to your heart in a way that creates love between us. Like, I don't think people understand that that's really the root of why people say it matters more to pay attention to what you say, and especially to the people that you consider friends or loved ones or people that look to you for wisdom and guidance, is because like the care that you take with something like your words and your intentions towards them carries more weight than when your words miss. You understand? Like if I know that your intention, even if the words didn't feel the way that they should have, if I know that you use these, if you use these words with the intention of meeting me in a love space, I'm more inclined to hear you out, to give you grace, to work through what exactly did you mean by that? I want to understand better, as opposed to, oh no, you know what I mean? Because you didn't care how you gave me this thing. So now I don't have, my first inclination is not to care about how I respond to it. So now we just two non-caring people going back and forth because we did not think to care. And I don't think we really pay that much attention to those aspects of it, to the why. We just tell people to learn all these things about how to be good for other people, and we don't really get the why to it. If you love this person, why not? Why not? Or even if you like them a little bit. Love is so big now. People run away from that. I don't love everybody. Okay, fine. Like if you like them a little bit and hope to speak again in the future, why is it so hard to just wait a minute to come up with a better way of saying a thing, communicating a thing to get there? So I think that's what it's time for us to spend that time on that conversation, because we've just been telling people they just need to talk better, talk to them nice. And that's not the same. It's not the same.
No, it's not. No, I can't do it. So I will put, for those who don't know, I will put the link to the attachment style quiz in the comments.
Thank you, comments.
So that way, if you want to find out what yours is, you can do it. You might be surprised. You might be surprised. All right, let's we gotta keep it moving. Sorry, hold on. Where's that? Last but definitely not least, this week all right. Let's do two of these.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah,
my neck hurts.
So
I'm gonna stick that one on out.
So the three men, Travis McMichael, Gregory McMichael, and William Bryan, the three men who murdered Ahmaud Arbery, were sentenced to each to life in prison. And so, that's the story. The if you watch the judge read the trial, read his response as he gave sentencing, he was very adamant that this was a tragedy. I ain't gonna lie, I was concerned watching the trial. I was concerned how this judge was gonna rule. But at the end, I was like, okay, you got it right. But yeah, he let it be known this was not something that this was a murder. This was not something you all were doing to protect your community. This was something that you all did. You all hunted this young man down, and you killed him. And so, they all got life in prison. I think two of the three got no parole because it was like life plus 30 and life plus 20. I think the one guy, he got the possibility of parole after 30 years, I believe. So, yeah, life in prison. What are your thoughts?
Good. See ya. I'll holla. I don't have nothing else. Like, good. I'm glad that they got this. This was the judgment. I'm glad. Good. It took too long. I mean, I'm glad that they did what they were supposed to do as far as the trial and it got where it was supposed to do. But sometimes I feel like all of this, too much. We should have done this. This should have been open and closed. That family should have been at peace with this understanding a long time ago. So,
yeah,
good.
Yeah, and they do. Alyssa, does Georgia believe? I don't think they have the death penalty. Yeah, I don't think Georgia does. I don't think so. Shanae says he was everything. Yes. And you are correct, Shanae. They do have they still have federal charges. So the lawyer approached them to try to make a deal. The parents tried to approach Arbery's parents to say, hey, do you all want to cut a deal with them for the federal charges? And she said, absolutely not. That they should get sentenced the same way for the federal charges, just like they are for these.
The audacity.
Yeah. Yep.
The way you took my baby from me, you have the audacity to ask for leniency from me.
She wasn't asking for leniency. She was just saying they asked for 20 years.
That's leniency. And as opposed to the full force of the MFing potential sub sentence. Yeah. The audacity of you. You lucky I don't have an assault and battery charge now. For you coming across the table asking me this is what I would tell that woman. You lucky you still got your lips, ma'am. Walk away. Don't you come over here no more. Stay on over there on that side. Don't you come over here no more. You, your lawyer, the little dog too. Stay over there. Like, don't you come back over here. Like, I didn't know that would have happened.
Yep. So, all right, that happened. You got some justice.
Yes.
Yep. All right. So, you want to do this for the last time?
Yes. It just gave me a little goosebumps when you said that for the last time. All right, y'all. You know it has been my pleasure for the last, I believe, 5 or so years now. 5 years to on a monthly basis, and when she blesses us on more occasions, to be able to introduce to you all the amazing Passion Talk with our awesome fire starter. Okay, she has grown leaps and bounds. She has grown us up and out of our boxes of all of the negative things. She has helped us become empowered to push through all kinds of things that happen with our friends, our families, our relationships, and within ourselves. And her gifts that she has given to us have been just immeasurable. So this is a bittersweet send-off, but I am still completely overjoyed to introduce my good sis for the final time here in this space. Friends and family of the Scoop, Miss Cicely of Passion Talk, our very own fire starter. Hey girl. I know, right? That was kind of tough for you, girl. I was like, whew. I got a song.
Oh Lord.
How do I
God help.
say goodbye to what
she was a soprano.
Wait for it. The good times.
Help Lord.
Hate the bad. That's you, Winifred. And I wage your back. I thought we can see forever. Yes. Forever's gone away.
Help Lord. God help.
To say goodbye to yesterday. Go Chiefs! Fire family, what is up, Scoop Nation? Y'all stay on, don't go anywhere. What is up, squad? Oh my goodness, Happy New Year! First of all, 20 and 22, okay? I ain't talked to you since the new year. Welcome. This is your girl,
Cicely Victoria, owner and founder of Passion International. My business tree is to help train and equip people to find their voice of identity so they can stop
crying
and be encouraged and encouraged and communication. I'm a professional coach. I'm a counselor as well. I am the queen of empowerment, and I set people's lives on fire for a living. That's why they call me the fire starter. Welcome to this last edition after 5 years of Passion Talk on the Scoop Show, where we give you practical tools for everyday living so you can press into your personal power. Of course she's crying. Of course she's crying.
You're crying.
Family.
You're crying.
Listen. Goodbye. Well, I don't want to say goodbye. Farewells, transitions, till later. That's what they say. You say till later, right?
Yeah.
Very challenging for me as well. Do understand. So I'm holding it back. I'm holding it back and keeping it together. Thank you for shedding a tear for me. I know Winifred wouldn't do it. So I appreciate you too. Doing shedding a tear for your sis. I know he ain't emotional like that.
I'm gonna miss you, boo. I'm gonna miss you.
Listen,
I'm gonna miss you too.
I'm gonna miss all of y'all. Yes, we gonna miss, but this is not goodbye. This is till later. Listen, y'all can't get rid of me until I say I'm rest to go. When, if it's okay with you, I would like to just take a quick, thank you, Keith, a quick walk down memory lane and leave with the people 5 of our most empowering passion quotes and lessons. Is that okay? You know, I can't depart without giving you a gift. I just want to put something in your memory. The universal principles that I think will take you to the other side, whatever the year it is, whatever season. When that's all right with you? Is that all right with you, Winifred? I don't hear you saying nothing. So I only do things by way of permission.
Go ahead. Absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay. I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much. All right. You know, I got to bless the people. First, and Win he's going to display a graphic in which you can keep in touch with me or what have you. And please, continue to rock with me. The fire starter is going to continue to light fires all over the nation. So I want you to keep up with me and all of the great things that are occurring. First, y'all, remember to be fly, okay? Be fly. If you remember, be fly. First, love yourself. First, love yourself. The greatest empowerment comes from learning how to first love yourself as opposed to loving another before you. Okay, so that's the first thing. Secondly, I want you to remember when you don't understand to lead with the question. To lead with the question. I don't want you to exclaim, but I want you to inquire. All right? Don't exclaim, but inquire. Questions are powerful. Thirdly, I know Q is going to appreciate this one. Remember, no more foolish fires. No more foolish fires. Remember the foolish fires, right?
I use it till this damn day. I say it on a regular basis.
Absolutely. No more foolish fires. I want you to stay away from frivolity. I want you to stay away from fantasy. And I want you to stay away from foolery, okay? Can you do that for me? Stay away from frivolity, stay away from fantasy, and stay away from foolery. Don't forget HALT. HALT is very important. Don't make any life transition or important decisions or have important conversations when you're hungry, when you're angry, when you're lonely, and when you're tired, okay? I need you to stop for a moment and HALT, all right? Don't forget HALT. And lastly, when it comes, this was quick. I wasn't going to keep you long. Lastly, when it comes to identity, I want you to remember that your ultimate goal is to be the same differentiated person. Listen carefully. The same differentiated person of distinction everywhere you go and with everyone you're with. Okay? So a way that you do this, your life work, if you remember the T chart, make 2 columns. Do it for the fresh part of the new year. And remind yourself on the left side who I am, and on the right side who I am not. Okay. And then when you finish with that list, I want you to go out and be the who I am side. Be who you are, who you say that you are. Go out and be that.
Execute.
Yes, absolutely. Those are, some 5 fire passion teachings, principles that, you know, I know are universal, that I just want you to take into your future world. The website is officially live, www.firestarterpassion.com. Thank you, Q. It's labor, but it is live. Could you please do me a favor? Go on out there, subscribe. You know, I got a gift for you when you do.
I'm going right now. Firestarter.
I appreciate you. Go ahead and get on my list, get your gifts, keep up with your girl. And yeah, it's to the future we go. I love you all so much. I'm trying to convince Wynn to have me as a guest host every now and again to come back on. I would love to do that. Anytime you need a third party, okay?
Yeah.
You know, I am here for you. And with that, Wynn, any parting words?
Where can people? So, is there, besides your website, is there any place people can find you?
That's going to be the best place. Okay. Just get on the list so you can keep up with what is going on. We have things coming down the pike. I'm always juggling several balls in the air at a time. So that hope lane didn't come out wrong. So, juggling ball. Okay. I'm sorry. But
Stay safe. You're
should I say balloons? Balloons. I'm juggling balloons, y'all. Okay. So, try not to be juggling balls over here. I'm trying to keep okay. But I'm a rough. Yeah, so that's what you do. And you're going to keep up with me that way. And of course, I'm going to stay hooked into the Scoop page. And I'm going to come on there and pop in and, you know, let you know what things are going on too. So you can follow me that way also.
Y'all go check out this site
for the future. You said what?
Yes, I didn't mean to check you out, sis, but I thought you were. Y'all check out the site. It is beautiful.
Thank you, my love. Thank you.
Awesome job, and I have subscribed. So yes, I did a quick scroll, and yes, ma'am, I am very much here for it.
Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate that very much, very much. It was pretty much all they did was constructed. I built everything myself. So I thank you. I worked very hard on that. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. Wynn, that's all I want. I don't want to hold belabor the time, as they say.
Q, you got any words?
Q going to bed. For Miss for my sis, you know. I love you long time. I love you deep. This will not be last time. No, this will not be our last time loving on one another, helping do what we do. So
absolutely. I love you so much, Q. I will miss you. Thank you for just empowering me with your fabulous self. You inspire me, and I want you to know that. I admire you so much, and the things that you do as a mother, wife, and business owner, truly. I don't mince words. So if I say it, I mean it. And Wynn knows that. Yeah. So
slide in my DM, sis.
I got you. Holding back tears over here. Wynn, what was you saying?
I said, yeah, when you said you mean it, that's why you always talk crazy to me.
Exactly. He knows. And that's my love language for him. Okay. We got a different love language. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But when we got a special love language, and when of course that I love him, I will for eternity. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you for taking a chance on me to be a part of your beautiful community. Thank you, everyone, Scoop Nation, for growing with me over the last 5 years. You were pretty much the initiation group of the Firestarter. Yeah. So about the last 5 years, you guys, I've only been a Firestarter for the last 5 years or so. And you've been with me the whole time. So I appreciate you, and you inspire me. And I pray that I've given you something to take into your world and to live from and to inspire you. You know, I can't say enough. And I want to start calling names because, Black folks forget people. I love it.
Go hear in the comments, sis. Tag me in the comments.
I love all y'all. For real.
Let me say this, and then we're going.
Bottom of my fiery heart. Yes, sir.
Let me say this. So 5 years ago, I saw you doing, for those who don't know the background, 5 years ago, I saw Cicely doing a live on Facebook. Really didn't know who she was. And I thought, Lord, who is this crazy woman doing all of these crazy things? And I heard after about 2 or 3 times of listening to her, I thought she has a lot of wisdom that people need to hear. And I was blessed with this platform because somebody heard me and thought that the things that I had to say the world needed to hear. And so it has been my goal to do the same for other people. The difference between, with the exception of Kels and Q, the difference is that you have put in the work to grow. And so I publicly, even though you all see us make fun of each other, want to tell you how proud I am of you, how much I appreciate you as a person, as well as you is what you do on this platform, on platform period. So I'm proud of you. Like a big brother who has watched, you go from being nervous
out there.
Like I'm in the background. So for those who don't know, behind the scenes, we fuss at each other about stuff. But it's all because there's an expectation that what God has put in her is for the world. So even though you will not be on here monthly, there is still expectation that you will continue to spread your wings. And of course, you always have our support. And know that, again, I'm still going to be behind you going, where's the book? What are we doing about
the second book? The first book out there, you're going to see it on the site when you go.
I need this,
Yes.
So, but it is all out of the fact that I know that what is in you is great, and what is in you is needed. And it's evident because our community absolutely adores you. So thank you for 5 years. Thank you for your growth and for your commitment and for your excellence. And so I appreciate you. So I want to publicly say that what I've said to you privately. So
thank you. I appreciate that so much.
Like I said, I was nice and mushy for you.
Yes, and I want y'all to know, this is all love between me and Win. Okay, I might fuss at him, but that's my G, $100 grand. You know that. That. He always is, and he pushes me and he stretches me, and not too many people can do that. And I appreciate that, and I need that. So thank you for putting fire under my butt. Somebody got to light the fire starter, huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. So
I appreciate that so much. Scoop Nation, I love you.
And support what she's doing.
Please do.
And of course, continue to invite her to your churches, to your
man
places. She's a dynamic speaker as well. So pay her.
Listen, baby, I'm an empowerment coach. I'm a counselor. I'm an author. I'm a speaker. I'm a counselor. I'm a babysitter. I do something.
He's a coin collector. Give this a coin.
I'm a coin collector, huh? I'm the kids, the elderly, the middle ages, the baby boomers, whatever generation you in. I got something to tell you, okay? Real talk. Thank you so much for supporting me. I appreciate it. I'm worth every dollar you invest in me. Trust me. When you come in contact with me, your life is never the same again. I say that humbly. Okay, so thank you. I'm sure you can attest to that. And again, I just love y'all so much. And I'm gonna pop in on the guest segments that y'all ain't getting rid of me like that. But this is the end of the frequency of the Passion Talk show. So until the future show is out, because there will be one. Absolutely. And I'll plug you in. Okay.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you.
Me and
love you.
I love y'all. Until next time, until the future, I want you to stay in purpose. I want you to stay in power. I want you to stay in passion. I want you to stay on fire. I love you so much. Let's rock it out in 2022 because it is well able.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Bye. Love y'all.
Good stuff right there.
Absolutely.
We got through.
Absolutely. See, I ain't cried that much either. I'm so proud of you.
I know, right? That was right. When I said that intro was hard, I was like, okay, I got to try and get it all in, but like still like get done with the intro type of thing.
I figured she was gonna cry. I'm like she gonna cry. She ain't gonna
that was a yeah. That's my girl. It's been amazing journey. Igniting all of our fires.
Absolutely.
Definitely a blessing. But you know, guys, that just that is just that's positive. That so much of our platform has poured so much into us, but then they get to the point where it's time to grow on, and that is just everything. So proud of our.
Shanae said don't tell everything. But no, we didn't announce it.
We want to do all this.
we didn't tell anybody. We wanted to do it here so everybody found out at the same time. But yeah, like she said, there's some things coming up. So she's not gonna be away. Y'all still gonna get the good stuff. So don't worry about that. But we're definitely proud of her. And like you said, I think I was thinking the same thing. Like, man, like we're fortunate that we get to see so many people like grow and, like I said, spread their wings, and
increase impact, all of that. Like, it's just,
that's dope. Amazing. Like, it is absolutely dope as I think about the years that we've been doing this. The number of people who have, like, we've all grown. All of our businesses have grown. All of our reach has grown. Like,
yep.
So the future is looking good. The future is looking very good. So yeah, you're right. It's beautiful and bittersweet at the same time. It absolutely is.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely is. So, all right. You
Can I go to bed now?
You got anything else to talk about tonight?
You hear me? Can I go to bed now? That's all I got.
Don't forget, y'all, tomorrow the scoop on Clubhouse will be back with Ross and Sheldon. Y'all left me hanging last week, so everybody was sick, so I get it. We'll be back tomorrow, or at 8 Eastern, 7 Central time on Clubhouse. So y'all join us for our topic there. You got anything coming up with Elegance by Design?
This weekend we're having our first round of the 7th anniversary sale. So there's going to be a limited amount, but we're having a $7 edge control, our edge control Braid Bomb leave-in. Yep, that product right there. There will be selected items on sale for $7 throughout this weekend. The items that will be in the Back to My Roots marketplace will also have specials happening there as well. So there will be online deals as well as in-person deals taking place at the marketplace. In the next few weeks, there will also be different sets of Elegance by Design products available. I'm trying to play around with some different packaging and groupings, not packaging like the prettiness of it, but like groupings of products and things like that to better right size solutions. So I'm going to start that here soon as well. This weekend was like super assembly line mode in addition to nursing. So yeah, but there's a lot that is happening for Elegance by Design in the next couple weeks, but you can you can look forward to quicker the $7 anniversary sale on select items and selected quantities that will be taking place this weekend.
Okay. All right. I don't have anything. I got a new product coming out, but you saw it already. Talking about you saw I have a money workbook. My workbook is coming out, so you saw it. So you saw it. Talking about like,
yeah, I thought it was gonna be something.
Like the third person to see it, so
I didn't know that was the thing that you were going to do. It surprised me too.
That's coming out within the next couple of days. So if you're on my email list, you'll get email about it soon. I'm going to do a drop to those who are on my email list, a special sale to those people first before I release it to the public at large. So if you are not on my email list, you're gonna wind up paying full price for it. So if you're not on my email list, I would suggest getting on it now. How can they do that? Oh, go to the Global Drive page and click the button on the.
How can they do that?
It's not about that. Yeah, click the button on there and it'll get you. You'll be signed up. Other than that, just haven't got my book. Get my book. That's it. Final thoughts? You good?
Yep. I think if I say any more words, it's going to take place.
I hope you feel better, for real.
Thank you.
I hope you feel better. Rest to help everybody in your home feel better. So,
thank you. Me too. I appreciate that.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good rest of your night. Yeah, and once again, thank you to the firefighters.
Stay healthy. Stay safe. Wash your hands.
Yeah,
keep your people real close, y'all.
Take your vitamins.
Not that close, but stay at the house. Just
take your vitamins. Take your elderberry. Yep. Take your vitamin C, your vitamin D, all that stuff.
All of them. A to Z, y'all. Take them.
If you haven't taken the attachment style quiz, I am putting it in the notes, the comments on the video. So.
Pop quiz to follow. Night, y'all.
Good night, y'all.